All right, today we're doing lesson 41. It's about adding and subtracting fractions, but with common denominators. We have done some of this in our morning work, you've noticed, and then a lot of times it'll say shade to represent. So you have to solve it, and then you have to shade it to show what you added and what the answer is. So this one's kind of similar. It says adding and subtracting fractions with common denominators. First, I want to point out that your denominator is your bottom number. So when I say common denominators, that means that the bottom numbers, the denominators, are both the same. So on this one, what is my denominator?
4.
4. Okay, I have 4 as my denominator in both of the fractions. So all I have to do when my denominators match is I just add my numerators. So all I got to do is do 2 plus 1, which is 3/4. Now, a lot of times on your warm-up, it asks you to shade to represent. So the first thing I would want to do is shade in 2/4. So 1, 2, plus 1/4. And then if I were to represent my total, what would that look like?
You draw the square and you do the same thing and you color random.
Right, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, everybody with me so far? Okay, next. As long as the denominators are the same, keep the denominators and just add or subtract the numerators. So it works for both addition and subtraction. So my denominator in this one is going to be 10. What's my numerator?
7 and 4.
3, because I'm subtracting. Okay, so 7 minus 4 is 3. Question? Okay. All right, Brad mixed 1 1/4 cups of juice concentrate with 1 2/4 cups of water. Find the total amount of juice by adding 1 1/4 and 1 2/4. So 1 1/4 plus 1 2/4. Okay, my denominators are already the same, so that stays the same. I can add my whole numbers first, which is how much? Okay, then I'm going to add my numerators. So 2 3/4, does that work?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Savannah?
Usually you should add the numerator first in case it's like a bigger number than the denominator.
So that's what I was going to say. Well, okay. So if the numerator turns out to be bigger than the denominator. So say, for example, I have 2 6/4 for my answer. What would you have to do?
6 minus 4 and then add 1 to the whole number and then put the answer up for the remainder.
So I'm basically taking out 4/4, which is a whole, right? So if I took out a whole from that, then that would leave me with 2/4. But then this whole that I removed from here, I'm kind of like borrowing from it. Remember how we borrow like in just regular subtraction or addition, or not addition, but subtraction? I'm kind of doing that here. And then I got to take that whole number and add it to this existing whole number, so it would actually change it to 3 2/4. Okay, because I can't have an improper. That fraction here is considered an improper fraction because the top is bigger than the bottom. Okay. All right, there were 2 1/2 chicken pot pies in the refrigerator. Tony ate 1 1/2 pot pies. To find the number of pot pies left in the refrigerator, subtract 2 1/2 minus 1 1/2. So 2 1/2 minus 1 1/2. Okay, I have 1/2 minus 1/2, and I have 2 minus 1. Let's do our whole numbers first. What's 2 minus 1?
1.
1. And what's 1/2 minus 1/2? 0. So what's my answer? 1. Very good. Okay, here's a couple more problems. It says illustrate each addition or subtraction and write a number sentence for each problem. You may use your fraction manipulatives. We don't have any, so we're just going to draw them. Okay, 1/10 would look like this, broken up into 10 pieces. I could split it in half, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I would shade in one of them, plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Shade in 2 of them. So what's my final answer?
3.
3/10. Very good. So 1/10 plus 2/10 equals 3/10. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, 1.5 plus 1.5. If I have 1.5 and I have another 1.5,
Be 3.
what do I have total?
3.
I have 3.
2 and
Okay.
2/2.
Going over here to the right side, so letter B, I have 3/4 minus 2/4 would be 1/4, and D, 3 minus 1 is
2.
and then 4 minus 1 is,
3.
there we go. Okay, on your practice tees, make sure you read the directions carefully. Be sure that you follow all directions exactly as it says in your book. So if it asks you to draw a picture, you got to draw a picture. Okay,
There's only
you're going to do all 30, huh?
There's only 4 questions for lesson 41, and it doesn't ask you. But there's 4 questions.
Okay, you're going to do the written practice starting on page 283. It goes to 284, and you're doing 1 through 30. I will pass out your papers as soon as you get it. Write your lesson at the top, and then you can start.